What is up? Happy Friday. Man, I hope you guys are having a good week. I've had a really good week. Super productive, got a lot done. It's been a good week, so I'm stoked that you're here with me. If this is your first video of mine, then today's actually a little different than what I normally do. Usually I do DIY fashion, sometimes home decor, but mainly DIY fashion. I release videos every Friday, really awesome projects. My channel is sort of all about taking like basic, boring pieces and turning them into like badass boutique looking pieces. Super fun, one of a kind, absolutely love it. So I hope that you'll go check out my channel, see all the videos there because it's tons of fun inspo. So today is actually a video that's been really requested. About, I don't know, maybe like 6 months ago, I did a video on my Kenzzi IPL, which is an at-home laser hair removal device. And I shared my experience using it after about a month. And I've been using it now for about 6 months, and I've been getting a lot of people messaging, either people that bought it originally that had some questions for me, or people that are thinking about buying it and they've just been kind of waiting. They're gonna have a big Black Friday sale, so I had people being like, you know, like, should I do it? Like, what's the deal? So today I'm gonna be giving you guys kind of the lowdown on my experience using it, and then just some basic info for those of you that maybe you're coming to this video because you're just curious and you're thinking about getting one. So the main reason that I decided to get a Kenzzi to begin with was because of shutdown. So I had bought a package of like laser hair removal for a place, you know, down the street or whatever, and everything shut down. And if I know anything about permanent hair removal, whether you're going into an office or you're doing it at home, consistency is key. Making sure to catch it in those hair cycle growths is what really prevents it from coming back. So I wanted to make sure that I stayed up to date with that. And also, I've done laser hair removal before and it came back. So like for me, knowing that I was gonna have a unit at home where if I did start noticing things coming back, I could like target them on my own instead of buying a whole new set and going back all over again just for like, you know, 20% hair growth was really annoying to me. The unit itself costs $229 retail. I have a code that's gonna give you guys $50 off, so use the code. It'll bring it down to, what is that, $179? So for $179, I basically was able to, at home, do every area, do underarm, bikini, upper leg, lower leg, like the whole kit and caboodle, for just that one price. Whereas the current, set of laser hair removal that I had bought was only lower leg, and it wasn't a whole lot cheaper than that. So that's the one really great thing, is the cost, you know, the savings of it. It's gonna save you a lot of money, especially if you have multiple areas that you wanna target. So this is my Kenzzi. When you get it, it comes in this box, beautiful white box, which, by the way, I had to clean because I use it so often that I have makeup on my hands. I had like orange handprints all over it. But this is it. It comes in a box like this, and inside is the device. Now, when it comes, it's all like pretty. I just leave it like this. I just leave it plugged, connected, that way, because I use it so often, I can just sort of grab it like this and plug it right in. Now, it comes with a really long plug, which I like a lot. And before I show you how it actually works, let me explain what Kenzzi is and what IPL is. So basically, Kenzzi is an at-home IPL handset. And what IPL is it stands for Intense Pulse Light Therapy. Now, that is basically scattering wavelengths of light underneath the skin's surface, essentially looking for pigment. Now, it's looking for a pigment that's darker than your skin, assuming that it's either hair or sunspots, something like that. So that's kind of what it's on the hunt for. That's why generally the people who have the best results with some kind of permanent hair removal are people with lighter skin and darker hair, because the difference between the two pigments is really strong. You know, it does have a guide on the back of the box that is gonna show you whether it's gonna work for your skin or not. And it's also, if you go on the website, will give you a little bit of information about what level you should use based off your skin tone. The key to the Kenzzi working is consistency. After having it for 6 months, I can 100% attest to that. On the areas of my body that I use it really consistently, it's gone. I mean, it really, really works. But it is all about that consistency, like at least once a week, until you get the results that you want. They say that you can start seeing results in 2 to 3 weeks, but in my personal experience, I noticed it more after 12. So I feel like after about 3 months of doing it, I really was like, this works. Like, that's when I did my first video. And if you watch that first video, I'm like, I can't believe it works. Like, I was genuinely shocked. I don't know why. Like, I don't know, I was just like, come on, really? If you're not consistent, you're gonna say it doesn't work. I promise you, it does work, but you do really need to be consistent. Try to get on a once a week schedule. That will be the key. While you're in the process of using it and the hair isn't permanently gone, it slows the hair growth down so much that it almost mimics like waxing. Like, you know when you go and you get waxed, I always feel like there's like that 2 or 3 days that are a little awkward, you're like red and a little swollen and you like have to time it out right. Then there's that great part where all of the like irritation is gone and you're hairless. And I would say about 2 weeks later, maybe some hairs start coming back, but not all of them. And then probably within like 4 weeks, you have to go get waxed again, but you have to let it grow in order to get waxed. So the thing that I like is it almost mimics that time frame when you're in that sweet spot. You get a little bit more time than you do with waxing with this, but like it's almost good. Like even if there was no permanent hair removal, you could almost use it as like a long-term waxing shaving option, you know what I mean? And the more you use it, the less and less and less is gonna eventually come back, making it permanent, but you have that real sweet spot in the middle where it's almost like waxing without the pain, without the mess, without the cost, all of that stuff. So to me, that's another reason why I love it. It also can work really well for dark spot removal. IPL is used as an anti-aging device. So if you go into like a fancy dermatology office that does like Botox and filler and, you know, laser and skin resurfacing and all of that, you will most often see an IPL photofacial. They're amazing. They're expensive, very expensive, but they are amazing and they work really, really well. Right now is a great time of year to do it because it's going into the winter months and so the sun's not out. So you're not getting that tanning exposure because when you do tan, you need about 2 weeks off before you use it. So right now is actually a really good time to get one and a really good time to use it. You don't want to use it anywhere close to your eyes. That's super important. What I did buy though is, actually, let me go grab them. What I did buy is, excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. These guys, super sexy, very, very sexy. It says that you don't need to use the glasses because the only way the light is gonna go off is if it's flush with your skin, meaning that you're not really gonna have much light escaping, damaging your eyes. I, however, like to use it because I do certain spots, like here, and just to be safe, I like to have that extra protection. Now, why don't I show you how this little guy works? Again, what I love is I can go all the way over here, plug it in next to my bed. If you've never seen the way this works, basically we're plugged in. Now you can see that the light on the back is green. This light is two things. One is when I press it, it's gonna power on. The other thing is it's actually gonna control the intensity level depending on how intense you want it. Here on the front, you're going to have the LED, LCD, what's that called? Whatever, the screen in the front. And this is what's you're gonna be able to control the intensity. So when I press it again, you can see another light flashes, another light flashes, another light flashes. Now I like using mine at the highest level. If you have darker skin, you might need to lower that because you don't wanna get any spots on your skin. All right, so when it's time to use it, basically what you're gonna do is you're going to make sure that it's totally flush with your skin. Okay, you wanna make sure it's totally flush. Sometimes areas like this around the ankle can take a second. So sometimes you need to angle it this way instead of this way because that's how you're actually gonna get it more flush. But basically, I'll go here because that's easy. You press, move up, press. The other option is I'm holding it. Once I hold it for probably 3 flashes, I can let go and it will automatically go on its own. You're gonna work in a grid. Even if you've had laser hair removal, the thing that I like about having the Kenzzi is that you can sort of do touch-ups on the areas where randomly you have a couple of hairs that popped back up. You can kind of treat them while treating other full areas that maybe you hadn't gotten done to begin with. And that's really it. Now, cost-wise, it costs $229. I do have a code. It'll take $50 off, and I really recommend, obviously, save the money, use the code. Right now is a great time of year to do it because it's going into the winter months and so the sun's not out. So you're not getting that tanning exposure because when you do tan, you need about 2 weeks off before you use it. So right now is actually a really good time to get one and a really good time to use it. People ask if it hurts. It does not hurt. At the highest level, what I notice is that it gets hot. So if let's say I'm using it, like I'm doing like everything, I normally have to take a break about halfway through and let the unit like chill for a minute. Like calm down, I let it cool down and then I go again. That's the only thing that I would say as far as pain is concerned. It's not gonna hurt, but if you notice it's getting hot, take a break and stop. Exfoliate first, then shave, then you can use your IPL. It's actually like converting light to heat that targets melanin. If you shave, the only melanin it's gonna find is basically the hair at the root, which is gonna zap it at the root and it's gonna come back less and less. If you have longer hair, you're gonna smell that burned hair smell because it's actually gonna be attacking the hair that's growing out of your leg. You don't want that. So you wanna be super clean shaven. One little like hack that I like, if I've got like a little spot, a corner spot that I wanna get a dark spot on and I can't get it flush, like for example, I had a spot up here that I wanted to do, and when I wore my glasses, it was really hard to like get it flush. So what I do is I block half of the light so that that's basically blocking it, and all I have to do is pop it right in that one spot, and then it's essentially flush because my finger's blocking it, and then wherever I'm doing the dark spot is that other little spot. So just a reminder, I do have that code down below. The code is gonna give you guys $50 off. So it's gonna take it from the retail, which is $229, down to $179. That $179 one time for a unit that you're gonna be able to use in all these different ways in all these different areas, to me is just like, it's such a no-brainer. We're getting back to the point now where it looks like things are closing down again, and it's like, it's just nice to be able to be like your own salon where you can do this for yourself and not need to rely on what's going on and potentially having appointments canceled and all that stuff, aside from the savings of the cost, the convenience of just being able to do it whenever you want, and it works. I mean, that's really the kicker, is it works. You know, it's like, you know, like why not? Oh, one thing I almost forgot. So they have a 90-day money back guarantee, which is great, but it does have a restocking fee, but you are able to return it if you're not happy with it. I love it. I just think it's a great unit. I absolutely use it. I love it. I recommend it. So I will put all the links down below so you guys can save that money, tap the link, take a peek. I'm sure they're going to do some awesome Black Friday sales, and let me know if you guys have any questions. We've got another killer DIY next week, so I hope that I'll see you guys all next week. Mwah. Have a beautiful week.